Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unraveling one of the absolute most fascinating engineering mysteries happening in the automotive world right now. We're looking at Maranello, the historic home of Ferrari, and decoding exactly how they're using massive, cutting-edge digital shifts to somehow recreate the raw, visceral, analog driving experience that put them on the map in the first place. It's a true paradox, and honestly, the way they're pulling it off is nothing short of brilliant.
And that brings us to the ultimate question. It's the one that has car purists and enthusiasts sweating just a little bit lately. As we enter this wild era of electrification and mind-bending computer assistance, can a 1,000 horsepower plug-in hybrid actually still feel like a true mechanical Ferrari? Like, are we witnessing the death of the brand's mechanical soul, or its ultimate evolution?
Okay, let's dive into this, because the numbers we're dealing with today are absolutely staggering. 1,036 horsepower. That's the combined output of the brand-new 2027 Ferrari 849 Testarossa. It's a twin-turbo V8 plug-in hybrid succeeding the SF90 Stradale, and it is sending a massive shockwave through the industry. It proves that the pursuit of speed has officially crossed a threshold where human reflexes alone just aren't enough anymore.
Section 1. The new Ferrari paradox. High-tech, primal feel. So Ferrari is no longer just a purist mechanical brand building naturally aspirated engines and bolting them to manual gearboxes. They've transformed into a highly complex, computational powerhouse. They are literally blending Formula One hybrid technology with everyday road cars, creating this high-tech ecosystem that still, somehow, aims to deliver a primal emotional feel. As one reviewer perfectly captured it after testing the new 849 Testarossa, times have changed. Ferrari has changed. What hasn't is the essence, even if the expression is completely different. And that is exactly what we're solving today. How Ferrari achieves this identical, spine-tingling essence using an entirely new, deeply digital expression.
Section 2. Meet the next generation, the 2026/2027 lineup. Let's geek out for a second, because we aren't just talking about one experimental car here. We are talking about a complete overhaul of the supercar hierarchy. Now, what's really interesting about all this is the sheer variety of power delivery across these new flagships. You've got the ultimate hypercar, the F80, squeezing a ridiculous 1,200 horsepower out of a hybrid V6. Then you have the 849 Testarossa utilizing a twin-turbo plug-in hybrid V8 to hit that 1,036 horsepower mark. And finally, for the traditionalists out there, the 12 cylinders is keeping the dream alive with a naturally aspirated V12 making 819 horsepower. These are three wildly different powertrains, all demanding entirely different engineering solutions to feel like they belong to the same family.
To really put this power into perspective, just look at the F80. It launches from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 2.15 seconds. 2.15. That kind of mind-bending acceleration requires immense, instantaneous electronic intervention. If it were purely mechanical, it would simply vaporize its rear tires. To even be drivable, the car's brain literally has to make thousands of calculations every single second.
But the biggest shock to the system is the upcoming Ferrari Luce, Maranello's first fully electric car. I mean, how do you give a silent EV a Ferrari soul? Well, they've actually engineered an authentic sound for it. In performance mode, a precision accelerometer right on the axle captures the dynamic texture and vibration of the rotating components, equalizing and amplifying it, kind of like an electric guitar. They are literally pulling mechanical acoustics out of digital silence. It's wild.
Section 3. The return of tactile tech. Correcting the digital trend.
And here is where Ferrari pivots away from the rest of the industry. They realize that pushing too far into the digital realm, relying completely on smooth glass, touchscreens, and silent EVs, was actually hurting the tactile driving experience. Driving a supercar is an intensely physical activity. For the past few years, the automotive trend has been all about haptic feedback, but trying to tap a flat screen while pulling lateral G-forces, it's incredibly frustrating. So, for the 2026 and 2027 models, like the Amalfi Coastline Cruiser and the 12-cylinder, Ferrari is actively returning to physical buttons, clicky switches, and tactile ergonomics on their steering wheels. They've even brought back the iconic integrated gated gear selector look.
This leads us right into a fascinating concept central to Ferrari's whole strategy: digital mechanical simulation. This is the electronic emulation of mechanical processes to preserve that vital tactile connection. Essentially, Ferrari is completely decoupling the driving experience from the physical drivetrain itself and using sophisticated software to mimic the visceral feel of hardware.
Just look at how this is deployed across the lineup. The 12-cylinder Manuale uses an 8-speed dual-clutch transmission, but it features a simulated 6-speed manual mode controlled via a clutch-by-wire system. As we just mentioned, the Luce uses an accelerometer to simulate the acoustic texture of an engine, and the 849 Testarossa, it uses its hybrid system to flawlessly mask the transitions between electric and combustion power, instantly filling in torque gaps so the driver just feels one continuous monstrous surge of power. It is digital magic actively saving the analog feel.
Section 4. Aerodynamics and Smart Chassis, the brains behind the brawn.
Now let's peek at the invisible technology beneath the carbon fiber skin. Because, as you can imagine, it takes a massive, hyper-intelligent brain to keep these 1,000 horsepower monsters glued to the tarmac. Enter the 5 system, the Ferrari Integrated Vehicle Estimator. Originally seen on the F80 and now managing the 849 Testarossa, this is not just some basic traction control algorithm. So the crucial point is that this is essentially a digital crystal ball acting as a sensor of sensors for the entire vehicle. Here is exactly how this Formula One-derived tech works in real time. Step 1, the 5 system constantly reads 3-axis acceleration, longitudinal, lateral, and vertical, along with roll, pitch, and yaw. Step 2, it uses this massive data stream to instantly create a virtual clone of what the car is doing. Step 3, it predicts what's about to happen and tells the traction control, the all-wheel drive, and the ABS Evo braking system exactly how to behave to maximize grip. And it's doing all of this in the literal blink of an eye.
The result is profound. As one reviewer hilariously noted while driving the 849 Testarossa in the pouring rain, the suite of electronic aids act as a stupidity sponge, soaking up and smoothing out even the dumbest of inputs. This tech doesn't restrict the driver at all. It actually empowers you. It makes you feel like an absolute hero right on the razor's edge of control, while silently keeping you completely safe. And this brilliantly illustrates how that digital brain controls the physical body. Let's look at the F80 Hypercar again. It generates a massive 1,000 kilograms of aerodynamic downforce. Because of the car's 48-volt active suspension system, the chassis is kept perfectly flat during hard cornering. This stability allows the underbody diffuser to claim over 50% of that total downforce, working in perfect tandem with the active rear wing. It's a flawless marriage of digital suspension tech and purely physical aerodynamics.
Section 5. Preserving the prancing horse. Different expression, same essence.
Which brings us to the climax of this explainer. With all these heavy batteries, electric motors, and massive computing systems on board, how do these cars not just become heavy, soulless appliances? Well, the answer lies in obsessive engineering. Look at this weight comparison. Despite adding a 7.45 kilowatt-hour hybrid battery and 3 independent electric motors, the 849 Testarossa maintains a dry weight of roughly 1,570 kilograms. Compared to its direct V12 hybrid rival, the Lamborghini Revuelto, which sits at around 1,770 kilograms, the Ferrari remains remarkably light, agile, and eager to turn. They absolutely refuse to let the technology weigh down the experience.
And that is the true paradox solved right there. Technology here isn't a barrier, it's a bridge. By using software to emulate mechanical feeling and active chassis systems to harness just ungodly amounts of power, technology elevates the driving experience from a mere simulation into a future that is deeply connected to what made the past so special. The essence of a raw, emotional supercar is completely intact. It leaves us with this final, resonant thought from the automotive press. Let Ferrari be Ferrari, and great things will happen. The 1,000 horsepower hybrid era and even the impending EV era is absolutely nothing for driving enthusiasts to fear. The medium has changed for sure, but the magic is still very much alive. But before we go, I want to leave you with a highly provocative question to chew on. As systems like clutch-by-wire and acoustic simulators get better and better, if an EV can perfectly simulate the visceral feedback, the vibrations, and the sound of a mechanical V12, does the actual physical engine even matter anymore? Drop your answers down in the comments, because I really want to know where you stand on this debate. If you enjoyed this explainer and got some value out of it, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you on the next one.